Hi, I'm Belinda Fenty.
And I'm Pauline Nakaria.
Welcome to Let's React podcast, the show where we dive into the world of entertainment.
Yeah, we'll share our experiences, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Join us every week as we bring you stories, industry insights, and captivating conversations.
Let's React podcast, where the spotlight shines on our stories and the magic of Black British talent. Hello and welcome to Let's React. We're back for another beautiful episode. And today we have a guest, don't we?
Yes. For episode 5,
we have the wonderful, amazingly talented and beautiful woman actor who inspired me to grow locks, actually. I know we always talk about hair, but let's be real here, yeah? Our wonderful...
It's all that matters.
Exactly. Our wonderful Marieme Diouf. Yes.
Yay.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Really excited to meet a fellow creative.
No, it's really good to be here. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I hope, we're going to have a great chat for sure.
Yeah. No, we will.
So
we will.
How did you two meet?
We did a job together. Was it last year? It seems like everything's been crunched into one moment. Probably around this time last year. And we've been sisters since.
Yeah, we have.
Love it.
It was a miracle journey. And as well, when we met, we discovered a few things. For example, that we worked on that massive budget film and they didn't have anyone.
They didn't have anyone doing hair. So we were doing other people's hair.
Like, black hair matters, y'all.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I got my extra coin because I thought I'm not going to be a hairdresser and actor for free. But it was interesting.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I know. Because were you on there for the whole shoot as well?
Yes, I was there for the whole summer. I think I definitely did probably 6 weeks. And we did the night shoots, the day shoots, we did it all. But I did find, I guess, a lot of our people just being told they needed to look a certain way, but no one was making them look that way.
Yeah. Like in the 6 weeks that you were there, you would have thought that maybe they would get someone in.
Exactly. And actually, me and my best mate started doing other people's hairs. And I think eventually, by the end of it, they brought a hairdresser, a black woman hairdresser who could do that. Because I guess they were like, well, we can't be paying them extra for this. Yeah, this industry, you live and you learn, eh?
Do they learn?
We hope.
I mean, I just hope that they do. I mean, I think it's just the things with hair in general. I guess female black actors, whether it's theatre or TV, we're ready to do our own hair or to do our own makeup.
Yes.
Which isn't the way for other actors, right? We almost tell ourselves that there's a chance there's going to be no one that's going to know what to do. And so we have to prepare ourselves and take our own products and do all of these extra things instead of just focusing on our own job.
Yeah, it's like an extension of that concept that as a black woman, you have to work at least twice as hard as everyone else. Here we are, just trying to act, and we're having to be our own MUA and hairstylist at the same time.
And then it's that thing of where they're like, if you complain about it or you say something about it, you're being difficult, something like that. But I was saying to Belinda, we always end up talking about hair. Yeah, it is. It is part of our identity, isn't it? And Belinda will tell you about her undercut.
I might keep it out of this. I think it's had enough airtime. But Marieme, because of course, Pauline already knows this, but I'd love to know why you became an actor and what the journey's been like for you so far.
I mean, the question to why I've become an actor, well, it's not difficult to answer, but it's not really something that I feel like is lenient or that I really had that much power in. I do genuinely believe that sometimes artistry chooses you. I say to friends so many times that if there was something that, that I thought that I can do as well as acting, or I'm passionate about that is a straightforward road, by all means, I'll take that road. you know, it sit well within me. It's like my skin doesn't want it, my spirits are fighting it. And so becoming an actor seems like the only way almost. I remember moving here for secondary school and like not even speaking English and being in like a drama class, and suddenly I was like, I don't have to speak a language. I just have to do physical theatre and that's fine. I will communicate.
And was this from Senegal?
Yeah, so I moved from Senegal, came here at 11. And so then for me, and even when I was in Senegal, I was definitely someone, I was the kids that were on the streets dancing. You know, I've always been like an extrovert within my family, and they've always been like, who are you? Where do you come from? And so I guess moving here meant suddenly I'm learning that you can be an actor. There's such a thing as, you know, that's a job.
Great.
And then also, I guess, like being lucky enough to just, I don't know if it's luck or if it's just guidance through spiritual beings that are just like, well, you need to do this next and you need to go here next. And that's been my journey to drama school. It's like from secondary school to those teachers telling me you need to go to this college for this kind of performing arts. And then from there, I had these other teachers that go, okay, no, the next step is drama school. And if I didn't have that kind of guidance, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know that was a connection for me. So yeah, that's like my journey to acting, but also just followed myself, I guess, followed a calling almost.
Beautiful.
Like something
just
was
went for
guiding
it.
me and I followed. Yeah.
And what do you love about being an artist or being an actor?
I think honestly, like what I love about it is how it allows me to think and how it allows me to integrate within society and communities, and the understanding I get from other personalities and other people that I meet every day. When you're an artist, your mind is open to so many different possibilities of life or of living. And I think a lot of people that aren't in the industry don't really have that kind of mindset of openness or of, you know, everyone has a journey. Yeah, and like some people, you know, even the person that we say is the villain in the movie has their own reasons why they ended up
You're
there.
singing from my sheet. I love it.
So it allows me to open my eyes to so many things and so many different ways of living. And I genuinely think it makes me a better person.
Yeah, it really does, because that's what art is expressing yourself and being able to be yourself in whatever environment that you're in. And speaking of that, when you obviously were then able to go to drama school, where did you go to drama school, by the way?
Arts Ed in Chiswick.
Me too.
When did you get to?
I did the MA though.
Okay, what year?
2010 was it that I met you, Pauline? Or 2011? Yeah, back then anyway.
That was before me. Yeah, I graduated 2015.
Nice.
Art headers. I don't know what they call alumni.
Arts headers. Yeah.
Arts headers. I went arts headers. All right. I'll go with mine. Mine sounds much nicer. And what about in terms of like support? Like I know you've done some work with the RSC. And how did you get into doing stuff with the RSC?
Well, that was actually straight from my third year. In third year, you have, we did, I don't know if it's still a thing now. There's this module that was like professional something. And it was basically people out in the industry that came in and did sessions with us, got to know us. And at the time, Hannah Miller came in for a session with our third year. So we just had to do a duologue or a monologue for her. And yeah, from there, like she obviously knew the new talents that were coming out, I guess. And yeah, like, you know, I had a good meeting with her. And just before I finished, there was productions that I guess were ready to have my place in.
It's like, hello, Marieme, we're waiting for you. Come here.
Like, I'm so ready. And to be fair, like, and this is what I mean in terms of like spiritual guidance. Like in my dissertation, I said the last thing I wrote, there was a section that asks you what you would like to do in the next year. And on top of that was the RSA.
Oh, wow.
And then suddenly I'm having a meeting with Hannah Miller, and then I'm doing a whole season. So like
you called that into existence.
You write it down, it happens.
She manifested it
for real.
Yeah, that's why I'm so happy I'm in all the new Shondaland productions, you know.
yeah, I'll definitely see it.
Absolutely. It's coming, it's coming.
It is.
I'll meet you on set, darling.
Excellent.
And there will be someone to do your hair, not you.
For sure.
Oh, that's amazing. And like in terms of like challenges, what kind of challenges have you faced and how did you navigate them?
I mean, this industry is so complicated in so many different ways. As much as I love it, I'm like, oh, it is a bit of a headache. And I mean, challenges don't ever stop. I mean, every job has their own little thing. There's been moments where I'm like, in fact, I remember having a little small part in a TV show. No, it was a film. And it was more than makeup. You know, and like when you're on set and they're just like topping up makeup.
Yes.
But like what you're topping up is just for the screen, right? Like it's like it's not actually for my skin because I can't walk out with it. Like I'm not even joking. And I learned that the hard way because the scene finishes and I'm like, okay, guys, well, they're taking me back to the train station or whatever. And I do go to the train station. And I don't know why I looked at myself and honestly, I just had white powder all over my face. How I traveled back, and I didn't know that.
Oh, so you look like you had white face.
I literally look like they just popping up baby powder on my skin. And I remember being by the train station and going, oh my God. And like, I had no tissues or nothing. So I just had to like, rubbing my face, just trying to clear this white stuff off my face.
You must look like ashy. A ghost in the film.
So little things like that, or things like, you know, I guess we're discussing stuff about a play or like an R&D type thing maybe during rehearsals, and certain opinions are like they're just not matching the script, and it comes across like you're so ignorant because you haven't really done your research. You don't know what that world is, and someone's given you like, oh, write about this world, but it's not your world. And I'm not saying you have to write about your world all the time, of course. There's like right outside if that's what you want to do, but you need to be able to take in the research and also take in the people that are from that world, that are saying this for the work, or this is a bit like, you know, sensitive because of XYZ. Like if you don't know someone's culture, don't impose yourself on it. Don't say that, well, it's commissioned, so now we're gonna have to. No, like because what we're selling is now propaganda. We're just selling nonsense.
And even if it's that thing of it's been commissioned, get someone else who actually knows about that culture or understands that to do it, not to try and do it and look and try and be appropriate.
Yeah, you're highlighting the importance, Marieme, of us telling our own stories as well. So I was curious as to whether you're doing some writing yourself or thinking about it. Okay, great. Tell us more.
Yeah, no, I am. Pauline's been talking about this actually. So for the past couple of years since COVID, I was so sick. I was like, I need to go back to my birth country. I need to go back for a little while. And just before I went, I started writing. What was really interesting about my journey to Senegal was that I just wanted to, for me anyway, I just want to see what the industry is like over there and see whatever.
Of course,
but it was so much more than that. It was like those 4 months were just eye-opening in so many different ways. I've always, I guess, identified as this like pure Senegalese girl, you know, like born and bred. I'm that girl. And it was interesting going back and I guess seeing how I'm seen as in that kind of environment, right? Like I haven't lived there for 19 years. And when I left, I was a kid. And so that's only, I'm like, oh, I'm my adult self and I'm not on a holiday. Like this is, I've now lived here for a few months and you get to see that, like, I guess a difference between worlds and how people live. And that allowed me to see myself in a different light. And that light wasn't always amazing and positive, no, but it meant that there was a balance. There was this thing that I used to be, I guess, a bit reserved about creating my own work or thinking that I wouldn't know how to do that. But in that environment, every artist that I met they were so ready to create that I was like, oh my God, this is life. And honestly, it made me come back and I'm hitting up all my network, people that are like-minded that I know have so much potential to make their own work. And it's given me the boost and the confidence to go, I have the stories within me and is within all of us. And we can do that. I do feel like I'm out of the matrix a bit, which is nice. Like it feels really good to come back and not be like to my agent, okay, so what's next? No. I literally I haven't. I'm like, you guys do you. When things pop up, you can let me know. But I want to be in control of my destiny and of my journey in this industry. And it's exciting. Like as I've started writing, I was saying to a friend the other day that I just feel so in control of my own life. And that's just through writing, just doing things, you know, writing little stories. And I'm doing the play. And then the other day I've met someone that's like, okay, in 2 weeks, give me a short film. And like literally yesterday, I was just like on my laptop There's so much that we can tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm creating so much more, and I'm definitely more in that mindset of I want my work to reflect us and reflect
definitely.
and my journey, and because there is someone else that has that lifestyle or has that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's also that thing of like the stories that you wanting to tell now. It's like before you felt, can I tell this story? Will people accept this story? And then going obviously back to Senegal and then seeing people like, yeah, let's do it. No questions asked, no limitations, no, boundaries or borders, just being like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's just do whatever. And I loved actually, like, I've never been called an artist so much in my life in those 4 months. Like, even I walk down the streets and it's the way that I'm dressed. People are like, are you an artist? And I'm like, wow, like, what is this? And like, I don't know, like, I just feel so much more empowered to literally be an artist.
Yes.
Before I was an actor. Now I'm like, no, I'm an artist.
Why do you think it's so different energetically there?
I think it's because they have nothing to lose. And like, I guess the capitalism, or like this thing of there's a contract and we must get these things done ASAP to make millions or whatever, is not there. It really does start from passion and love and working together. And like, these artists are not rich in any way, shape or form. They're not like, even the 1%ers that are on TV and film aren't rich. They're not getting like, I don't know, $1 million episodes. You know what I mean? It's not that. So it really is just for pure love.
That's so interesting.
And for pure culture. Because
passion. Yeah.
Because now I guess we're like, oh, we're artists, we're here as people that have been trained, and like there's structures to certain things. Whereas there, we were born dancing, like we were born
organic,
drums in the background and
music,
So it's just life. It's almost not even a job.
Beautiful.
And I think that's what it is. They're just living, and they embrace the brokenness because they're artists. Like, it's such a weird thing.
And it's like probably they don't even think about it because they're just expressing themselves as who they are. It's part of them.
It.
Legitimately, that's actually what it is. It's like, obviously it would be nice if you made money, but am I happy? And like, I guess also like the environment there is very, no one's really going to starve. Truthfully, in Senegal, everyone eats 3 times a day. Like, the most ridiculous thing, breakfast, lunch and dinner is provided. Whether you're outside on the street or not, like, people will give you food. And so the necessities, the things that are going to keep you alive, your community.
Lovely.
And so everything else, passion is just...
Oh, you got me wanting to get a ticket to Senegal right now.
Please, let's go make something right now. They're ready for us.
Tell us about your play, like what themes are explored, if you can.
Guys, I mean, okay.
That's a good one.
Themes, what are the themes? Well, so the thing is, it's quite personal in terms of my stories. I can't tell you everything until at that point.
Of course.
But what I found interesting writing it is that it does start like, I'm going to tell you the rawness of, I guess, this story that is personal to me. But as I'm writing it, the artistry that pops up is the things of, okay, actually, maybe this character has known this whole time and we didn't know, or what, like, so it did start, and it still is something that is absolutely true, but then with the infusion of art, of like, how do we create suspense here, all that kind of stuff. But essentially, I can tell you what my message is, and my message is that we have all got traumas. We're all traumatized in some ways, right? But at some point, we have the choice to whether stay the victim of that trauma or we learn from it. And actually, because like when you're in tune with yourself, with your traumas, you can see it coming. You can save other people that could potentially be in that kind of situation.
Because you recognize it.
Because you recognize it, but only if you accept it and go, well, it's happened. There was nothing I could do about that then, but now there's something I can do for myself and also for the world. So yeah, essentially the message is accept your traumas, because actually that's going to help you move forward. It's going to help you be more in tune with that kind of danger coming forward, or when you see kids, or you're going to be able to clock onto it. But if you stay in that, this person has done this to me all your life, then that person is now essentially in control of your life and of your happiness and your joy and all of these other things.
Yeah. So like all about the well-being. No, that's amazing. No, that's actually, honestly, it is important to do that and let go so that you can allow yourself to heal as well.
Absolutely.
It's like most of it is about mental health and well-being. And it's something that it's good when you accept it, when you learn to accept it, when you realize how important it is to accept it.
Yeah.
And then let it go. Because it holds you back.
I love how universal it is. It's a story for everyone, really.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's what it was for me, because I guess in my travels, I've learned that when I went back, my uncle said to me, you were born here and then you went at 11 and you've come back. He literally went, you've got this Senegalese culture and you've got this British culture. And actually, you're great because you can mix them both. And England and Senegal are very specific countries, but also, like, I guess being African and being from the Western world is that global thing. It's the way that Africans think about certain things is different to how the Western world thinks about certain things. And I'm lucky enough to have both these thoughts. And I go, okay, like, but all of these people are right and wrong in their own way. Do you know what I mean? Like, so this is life. Like, no one knows everything, or like nothing is very good and nothing is very bad. Like, everything is just life. We're just all navigating something, and we should just accept that.
Yeah, nothing is set in stone until you let it be set in stone. It's up to you.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, that's amazing. Because it's like a personal growth, isn't it, for yourself as well? Like you're growing, you're adapting to your environment and what's going on around you. And it's true, like I'm doing the same thing of just realizing I'm just not gonna keep waiting for other people to do it for me, you know, and then just taking the reins and being like, no, I'm in control. And it's I completely get like the whole thing of when you have a different place that you're coming from and within where you are now, and then putting those two together and using that to your advantage. Can't wait for this.
Me too.
Can you give us the title or the working title?
Well,
or
the working
not
title is Dial In.
Ooh.
The way that I'm setting it, at first it was going to be a one-woman show, but I think it's very important that the second character comes in the latter half. Everything is happening through Alexa. So.
Love it. Okay, so intrigued.
Love it. Tell us no more. We want to see.
I won't. I can't have anyone copy me.
I love that we're all writing stuff. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm also writing a play. I was going to say I won't go into detail on this set, but what I will say is straddling two worlds or knowing two worlds, and it's just interesting that I was born in London, but being part of a Caribbean family, you are very aware of the cultural differences and like the straddling these two different worlds, and that whole thing of when you go back, like how you're suddenly like really English. It's like, I don't even call myself English. What do you mean I'm English?
Oh my God. Honestly, there's a time in Senegal when I went out and a white French guy was talking to me and he goes, where are you from? Bearing in mind I'm talking to him in French, right? Because I learned French. Where are you from? I go, oh, Senegal. I've literally always said Senegal my whole life, and people ask me, where are you from? Because I'm like, I'm Senegalese. So yeah, I'm like Senegal. And you know what? This guy goes, no, where are you really from? I said, wow, the tables have turned. What's going on? And then I went, oh, I live in London here. And oh, yeah, that makes sense. Now, I've never been more confused in my life.
What a switch.
I'm literally like, I found that so hilarious. Really saying to me, where are you really from? But I told you I'm from here. I look like everyone else.
Wow.
But I don't sound like everyone else. So he's like, no, you're not. Tell me where you're actually from. Even speaking Wolof, like I went to a supermarket and I asked for something, and then that person just started copying my accent. I'm like, what is going on? And then he was like, are you American? Because everyone that speaks English is American. I'm like, no. But they can just hear the Englishness. That literally blew my mind. I've never been seen so English in my whole life. Like, who am I? But yeah, no, that's why travel is great though.
It sometimes also brings you back down to earth in a way.
Yeah, honestly though, that was literally like my reaction. I was like, no, guys, hello, I'm one of you lot, help me. But I've just learned to embrace it now.
There you are, you're travelled and cultured. That's what you are.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we are of the universe, okay?
Legit.
Yeah, that's made my day, speaking of obviously like moments like that makes me think of like imposter syndrome sometimes. So how did that feel? Someone saying that to you?
Like, I could tell that he's probably lived in Senegal longer than me. So I was very much like, this is very weird. But anyway, no, in that instant, I just found that really funny. And I just remember just being in my own head like, oh my God, I need to tell my friends this. Like, this is really happening. But I think actually watching myself within society there was interesting because I was being stared at all the time. Like, I've never felt so many eyes on my back in my whole life. And this is bearing in mind that like I do look, in my head anyway, like dark skin. I'm the population right now. But something as small as my septum piercing tells them that I am not from here. Or maybe like the size of my locks, because there are locks there. The girls do sister locks mainly, and then the men, like there's a group of people called the Baifas, and they're like, I guess I'm gonna say that they're like the Rastafarians of Senegal, and they have like fat locks. So like just the little details of how I'm dressed or whatever just tells them that I'm Senegalese, but I'm not quite Senegalese. And at time there was moments where it was quite uncomfortable because you're like, why are you staring at me so much? Just allow me to just live in my own home and do whatever. But what was good about it is that the stares weren't bad. They weren't
negative,
like, they weren't threatening or negative. It was just more that, who is this person? You look so interesting. I want to know
curiosity.
More. It's more that. And like, you know, some people will stop me just to be like, hi, how are you? So yeah, I was definitely knocked down a peg in terms of, you're not as Senegalese as you think, Mariam, calm down. And yes, you're very London. Okay, cool, I'm going to accept this now. Like, I did have to do a little 180 to go, okay, like I've been identifying, I guess, as this proud Senegalese girl in London. And in London, yeah, it makes sense. But in Senegal, no, you're very London and you're very East London and very European.
Since we're talking about your septal piercing and your locks as well, what's it like looking unique and different in the acting industry for you?
To be fair, like, I don't know if I felt the difference, but I also don't know if I haven't felt the difference because I don't care.
Great.
Okay.
Like, I remember like doing headshots years ago, and a black girl said to me, oh my God, I didn't know you could do headshots with your piercing. And I'm like, but why can't you? This is what they're going to see me as.
Yes.
But she was told otherwise. She was told, no, be as neutral as possible or whatever. Yeah. But my agents never said to me, move your piercings or whatever. So, and with my locks, I mean, the lock started just before, probably a year before COVID.
Okay.
Or maybe even, like summer 2019. And so there was a decline of work anyway. So, like, I mean, I feel like I haven't noticed because I haven't been, I guess, checking that. But I am aware that it does say something to a casting director.
Yes.
Or to a director or to a producer. I'm aware of that. But I don't know if I still had my afro, if it was...
It's going to be the same.
It's going to be the same or not, you know? I can't
really tell, don't care. So, it's who I am, right?
Exactly. I think I just don't care. Like, I think I'm just like,
good.
Take it or leave it. Like, honestly, when that right job comes, if it's for me, it's for me. And if it's not for me, sayonara, live your best life. I do my thing.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of looking at it as well. Like, it's just not thinking about it.
No,
it's just me. This is me. This is what I'm going to be. Yeah,
exactly. Because like, I can't change my skin complexion. I'm not going to change there's just certain things that I just can't change.
Yeah.
So
we totally get you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mention my undercut, but I will. Because it reminds me, I'd heard what you'd heard from that girl who was like, oh, I didn't know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get the undercut. And I did it in a pandemic, right? By that point, I was just so happy to have it. And I felt free and I felt more myself. And actually, before, I would have thought I'd never have got that boss woman corporate role in a commercial, but I did. But I feel like also the industry is changing. So you are seeing more unique, diverse faces anyway. So it could have been a timing thing too.
Yeah. I think there's just certain things that we can't control. And actually, like, if we put so much weight on it or power on it, we're going to be our own downfall. We're going to be our own worst nightmare. Yeah. So it's just best to just do what you're here to do, stay happy, and what will be will be.
Amen.
And that's a Senegalese philosophy.
Nice.
They just don't care. They're like, we'll just move. What will happen will happen.
And like, honestly, we're going to have you back when you're doing this play.
Yes.
You definitely must come back and talk to us about it. And we'll come to see it as well.
Yeah,
and so looking forward to that. And like, on a final note, is there like a book, a film, something that inspires you that you would recommend to the listeners?
So I've got a book that for the past 3 years, actually there's 2 books for the past 3 years that I think have helped both creatively and like personally. One being Walking with the Wolves.
Ooh.
I'll put it in the description for the podcast.
So I've got Women Who Run with the Wolves.
Yes.
Ooh.
This book is pretty incredible in terms of just awakening literally the powers within yourself as a woman and knowing that like, and I think for me, maybe it's just because I come from a spiritual background that I read this and I go, this is literally your inner self. Like it's there, things are hidden within you and you just need to know how to unlock certain things. So yeah, definitely recommend that. And this book, Pre-Colonial Black Africa by Sheikh Anta Diop, he was a Senegalese historian and scientist. And the reason that book is good, because when I first read some of it, I was like, this could be like $1 million franchise of a TV series. But actually, I think what is done more for me is just show me that there's so much more before slavery and we were so much more, which we all know. It's when you read the details and when you read like how society functioned, how politically society functioned,
yes,
and how the reason there was no civil wars in Africa back in those times, because everyone was helping everyone out. Like, it's a way of life. This allows you to go, we don't have to hate each other or kill each other, or we can literally all live in harmony and all have exactly what we need and be happy. And yeah, I'm a big believer of you need to know your past in order to go forward.
Of course, yes.
And as Black people, particularly in the Western world, I guess, they love telling us that our history starts with slavery, and it absolutely doesn't. So for me, it's quite useful to see the details, different emperors and how that society worked. Like me as a Senegalese girl, I go, oh, I was part of the Ghana Empire, hence now we're all divided into different countries, but we were all part of that West African Empire. Now if I see my Ghanaian people, I'm like, listen, we were peoples, little things like that. So in my writing, I try to, so far I'm not writing about race. I'm just writing a human experience, and these people happen to be my people, Black people, because
and that's what we want. Yeah,
that's what I know.
yeah.
So those 2 books for sure.
Brilliant,
amazing. I'll put them in the description as well, so our listeners.
Girl, I could listen to you all day, literally. I don't want to end, but alas,
she's a dream, Belinda. I'm telling you, she's a dream.
Thank you guys. But thank you so much. Honestly, it's been great.
No, thank you as well. Lastminute.com. Girl was like, okay, Pauline.
Wonderful.
All right, go on.
Pauline, you have excellent taste in friends. What a dream.
Thank you, Belinda. No, honestly, Marieme is a dream. She is amazing artist. And she's an amazing friend too. And I love her to bits. And I'm so glad that she joined us on this episode. I'm really looking forward to seeing her play, and we will definitely let you know when it's out, and encourage you to go and see it. You know, support, show some love. But honestly, it was a great interview. Wonderful.
So great. And that's it for now, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you for the next episode. Bye.
Bye.